we gave up 2 drives. I mean, we really did the entire game. You know, it was just one of those games that was very, very frustrating. You know, we just I thought we pressured him at times. I don't think we ever let him get comfortable. I think we made some good plays on the football. Obviously, the 2 interceptions were key. You know, this was just an Iowa State type football game. You know, a limited number of possessions. There's an onus on who makes the fewest mistakes. That team wins, and they were the team that made the fewest mistakes today. And that's what they do. That's how they win football games. That's their method, and we fell right into their hands. We didn't. You know, as I said, we didn't make plays when we had opportunities to do them in the kicking game, and at the end of the day, that's what cost us. Couldn't get off the field right there at the end. Would have loved to have had a chance to have the ball with some time and let it play out, but we didn't do it, and we didn't play well enough offensively in the first half. And so when you sit down, you look at it all, and you add it all up, it's going to equal a loss against the team again that came in and played their style of football and beat us.
Welcome into your Frogs Today football postgame show live in the Moncrief Club here at the Amon G. Carter Stadium. I'm your host, Jules Conti, alongside Faith Lester. Thank you to our sponsor, Texit. A devastating loss for the Horned Frogs as they dropped their first game in the Carter to Iowa State with a final of 20-17.
A devastating loss for sure, Jules. The Frogs now sit at 6-3 on the season and 3-3 in conference play. We're going to send it to the presser to hear from head coach Sonny Dykes.
You know, the game gets closed out better if you make a 32-yard field goal and, you know, give up a punt return for a touchdown and things like that. It makes it easier to close it out. You know, the problem tonight was we didn't get off the field. You know, we had a chance to stop them. They got down to 4th down, and they made a gutsy call and executed the play and you know, ran the clock out for all intents and purposes. You know, obviously we were moving the ball. We had a long run. You know, we're about to have 1st and goal or 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line, you know, with an opportunity to go up and you know, and we turn the ball over. And so I think when you look at us right now, you know, we turned the ball over 3 times in the game. We had a hard time getting started offensively in the first half. I thought we did a really good job in the second half. You know, I didn't think we played well up front on the offensive line in the first half. I thought we played well in the second half. I thought we ran the ball better. I thought we made some good adjustments. We didn't have a lot of possessions. You know, obviously the punt return for a touchdown killed us. You know, we just outkicked our coverage. We had a guy there that missed the tackle, and then after that, they did a good job of you know, blocking some people, and we punted the ball too far with too little hang time. And so that's, you know, when you give up 3 turnovers, when you miss a short field goal, and when you give up a punt return, you're just not going to win too many football games. And so, you know, I think in some ways it would be easy for me to say we don't close games out very well, which you know, you have to close them out well to win them, and we've done that 6 times this year. But you know, we obviously got to do a lot of things better to give ourselves a chance to win. And again, you got to give Iowa State credit. I mean, look, that team was ranked 12th in the country a month ago. And so they lost a bunch of close games. They've been through some of the things that we're going through tonight right here. And you know, we just didn't make enough plays to win, and that's the bottom line. And we have to execute better. I felt like we wasted a half of offense. Once we got going in the second half, we made a critical mistake at a critical time, and it was costly. You know, you can't win football games when you give up a punt return for a touchdown. You're just not going to win them, and you miss a short field goal. Bottom line, I mean, that's 10 points, obviously, and that's the difference in the ballgame. We got to execute better. I think that's going to be something that we're going to have to address moving forward. You know, we just have gotten off to a slow start offensively, and we got to get it fixed. Josh threw 2 interceptions. I'm not sure either one of them were on him. Both of them were pressures. Had a guy in his face when we threw the interceptions, and you know, one of them was they were rushing 3. And we got beat around the edge and on the first interception, and obviously that can't happen when you're facing a 3-man rush. You've got to give your quarterback time to you know, complete the pass. And we had a guy open, and he got pressured and overthrew him a little bit and got intercepted. And so those are the things that we got to get corrected. But we've got to do a better job of starting fast offensively. It seems like we have not done that, as you said, 4 of the last 5 weeks.
Head coach Sonny Dykes puts this game simply: We just didn't make enough plays to win, and that's the bottom line. Tonight, TCU turned over the ball 3 times, missed a short field goal, and allowed a 79-yard punt return. The Cyclones came out on a mission. The Frogs' offense was producing positively in the second half, but late in the game, the Frogs were driving 1st and 10 on Iowa State's 40. Jeremy Payne had the ball stripped with Iowa State recovering and ultimately sealing the deal. Just too many critical mistakes for the Frogs tonight.
We have our center Coltin Deery and Paul Oyewale in the presser next.
It's a very frustrating loss, just like all the other losses throughout the season. Like, at the end of the day, we expect to win every game, and when we fall short of that, it's very frustrating.
We're going to come back in here tomorrow, and we're going to get back after it as a team. We're going to look at the corrections. We're going to get this stuff corrected, and we got to get ready for BYU next week. Got a big one at 9:15 there, so we got to get ready to go for that week. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, it's next game mentality. We're going to sit on this one tonight, wake up tomorrow, get ready to correct all the mistakes that we made, and then after that, it's on to BYU.
Yeah, I think just we got to stay consistent. Coach Browse always says first down, and I think once we get that first down, there's not a lot of teams that are going to be able to stop us. So I think we just got to stay consistent, run the ball, throwing it. We just got to make sure we're making the good reads, make sure we're running the ball hard. Up front we're blocking, and I think we just got to stay consistent and stay on each other, and have confidence, because I think if we have confidence out there playing, I mean, there's not a lot of teams that are going to be able to hang with us. So I think we just got to stay confident and just keep moving.
I think in terms of that, it's just we're going to go back, watch film on it, see the things that we need to adjust and what we need to keep, and then we're going to move on from there. Because at the end of the day, we got 3 more games left. So we're going to have to reflect on the previous games that we've had and the mistakes that we've made late in the stretch, and then move on from there.
Yeah, I think going along with that as well, Coach Dykes always harps on us playing a 60-minute full game. And, I think, like Baylor game, we played a solid 57-minute game. Last 3 minutes got away from us. But, I think just we got to stick together as a team and figure this out, because it's just little things that are killing us, and I think once we get those things corrected, I mean, the sky's the limit. We just got to go out there, 3 games left, like Paul said, and we just got to go to work this week, so get it corrected. Our coach, strength coach, Coach Kazadi, he always talks about next play mentality, and I like to think with this game, with this loss, I just want to stay on top of the guys and make sure that they know we still got 3 games left, and we still got to go out there and ball out. We got to go play hard. We got to practice hard this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We got to go balls to the wall and go hard, and we got to be ready to go play BYU next week. So just kind of try and stay on top of the guys and make sure that they're focused and locked in. And we got 3 more games, so we can't hang on this. We'll flush it tomorrow. After tomorrow's walkthrough, we'll get it corrected, and we'll introduce BYU for next week, and we'll get rolling for next week. So
Sonny Dykes reminds us that Iowa State was ranked 12th in the nation just 1 month ago. In the third quarter, the Frogs were up 17-6 before the Cyclones had 14 unanswered points.
Colton says it right. The Frogs are not out of this yet. Sonny Dykes said it at the Big 12 Media Day. There could be a 3 or 4 loss team in the Big 12 championship this year. Fortunate for the Frogs, the remaining 3 games are against teams ahead of them. Number 8, BYU, Houston, and number 25, Cincinnati. Up next, the Frogs hit the road to Provo to take on the Cougars.
We play BYU next week, and we got to get excited to go play. I mean, look, our guys like to play football. They like each other. We're very disappointed we lost this game. We feel like we let this get away from us, and it's incredibly disappointing when you let a game get away from you. And as you said, I mean, I think you look at the stat sheet and you say, okay, which team won the game? You would assume it was us, but we didn't do what it took to win. And as I said, the 10 points on special teams was the difference in the ball game, and those are things that don't show up on the stat sheet. But our guys are going to play hard. Our guys love each other. They love this football team. They love this university. We're going to play hard, and we don't have to get them motivated. They'll take care of motivating themselves Saturday. We're going to play against a good team, and we're going to have to be ready to play, and we're going to have to play better to have a chance to win.
The Cougars and Frogs both come off of a loss. It's a critical game for both teams.
Well, this has been your Frogs Today football postgame show live from the Moncrief Club here at the Amon G. Carter Stadium. Frogs Today will be on location as always next week in Provo. To be sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms, which are Frogs Today, and our website, which is frogstoday.com. For Faith Lester, I'm Jules Conti. We'll see you guys next time, and go Frogs.